Hi, welcome to the Father and Son Watch Talk. I'm John, and this is not Elliot. This is our dog Penny. Elliot did not become a werewolf and turn into this overnight. But yeah, this is Penny, our dog. She's going to stand in for Elliot. He's out of the office. He's at school today. He gave me the go ahead to do a video on the topic of Seiko's SKX. Recently, Seiko just came out with a new version of the SKX. They came out with another one a few years back, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But for those of you in the watch community and that are enthusiasts, everybody knows what a SKX is. It's Seiko's affordable dive watch released in about 1996. Very affordable, automatic, 200-meter water-resistant dive watch that was easily obtained by many people in the watch community. Thanks, Penny. And it became a cult classic. Everybody loves the SKX, including me. When I first started looking at watches a couple of years ago, I heard about it and was really excited. And then in 2019, it was discontinued due to much watch enthusiast dismay. They were very upset about it being discontinued. However, Seiko came out with some dive style watches under the Seiko 5 line, and so now they have the Seiko Sports. People call it the 5KX, and I'll show some videos on that and some information on that. But then for years it's been called the Seiko 5 Sports line, and they had a watch that I have actually, and I'll show you here in a second. But they called it the Sports line that looks like an SKX, but I've noticed lately that they're kind of rebranding that part of the Seiko 5s as the SKX line. So I guess it is the successor to that. Now, the good thing about the SKX was that it was a dive watch, 200 meters water resistant, very tough, durable watch. It had a loom pip on the dive bezel. Very, very nice watch. Hardlex crystal, which is a Seiko's toughened mineral crystal. And that was one of the things in 2019 when they discontinued it and brought out the Seiko 5 Sports version of the SKX. People were upset because this watch looked the same, but it was only rated for 100 meters of water resistance, didn't have the loom pip, didn't have the screw down crown. It looked the part. It had upgraded movement to the R436. So the movement was better and the looks were nice and the indices were applied instead of painted on. However, that water rating really upset a lot of enthusiasts. And also, some of the other things like the pip and the screw down crown. The nice thing about the one that I have, which is the Seiko 5 version, is I do like the case back that you can see the movement. That's pretty cool for me as a new collector. But yeah, there was a lot of controversy in 2019 and beyond when that came out. Recently, though, I did see a watch video from another YouTuber that I'll put in the comments, where he said that they're coming out with a new one in June. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that. I love Seiko, I love dive watches, and I love my Seiko 5 Sports, and I also love the SKX and the history. So we'll talk about it, and we'll determine, and Penny will help me, we'll determine if it's a good value to buy the new SKX, or if you should, look for something else, what's an alternative to it. And so we'll check that out. All right, and here is one of the original SKXs. And this is with a quick internet search, and you can see the different prices there. eBay, it's pre-owned, it's in stock, $606. Amazon, $709, and Walmart is $557. So pretty pricey compared to the new offerings. However, you're getting an original SKX. You're getting the 200 meters water resistance, that Divers 200 that it says there. You're getting the pip there that's loomed. You're getting a really dependable watch. You can see that the indices are painted on, but very similar look to what is out there now. Very nice looking watch, but you do have the older movement there. There's no hacking. There's no hand winding on it. But that's what you can buy on the market right now. And, that's an option for you if that's what you want. Now, here's the one that I have, and I'll show you at the end of the video. It's the Seiko SRPD 93. This is on the Seiko website. It's a little bit cheaper on Amazon, but $325. This model was released in 2019. I personally love this watch. I did swap out the band for an aftermarket metal band, but that rubber strap is really nice on there. I have that on my Duro, my Casio Duro now. Very good watch, very similar look. You can see there's no loom pip. The indices are applied. Very classy looking watch, just a push down, pull down crown. It says automatic under the handset there, but really nice watch. Very durable, dependable. I like the hard Lex as well. I've had this watch for about a year and a half, I believe, and no problems with getting scratches on it yet, and I wear it constantly. Here's the new ones that they're coming out next month in June. This article that I saw online is from Monochrome. I'll put that in the description. But they have a great picture here of the new ones. As you can see, they're taking cues from a SKX in the past. I'm not sure the reference model from the vintage SKX. Put it in the comments if you know. But the markers are slightly different. They're rectangular instead of round like the one I have. Very nice looking watch. Here's the green. I personally like either the blue or the orange is pretty sharp, and then the last one is a yellow. If I had to buy one, it would probably be a yellow one. And when I was looking online earlier, I couldn't find it a second ago, but when I was looking online earlier, the one that I have full price on Seiko's website from 2019 is $325. And I did forget to mention as well that I did find that exact same watch at Costco, and you can see that on their website, or sometimes you can find them in the stores. So $179 at Costco for my watch is a great deal. But this watch, when I saw it the other day online, was more than the $325. I want to say it was like $365, $395. If you find it online, please put it in the comments. So it's a decent amount more if you're looking to save money. And honestly, besides the new markers and a little bit of a new look, it's the same watch that I have. The hands are slightly different. But again, you have only 100 meters of water resistance, Hardlex crystal, which, some would debate that that's even better than sapphire if you're going to be rough with the watch, because Hardlex is pretty tough. It's mineral crystal made by Seiko, and that's more shatter resistant than sapphire. But again, sapphire is more scratch resistant. It just depends on what you like. I am not real rough with my watches. I don't do a lot of diving. So the water resistance is fine for me. But, if you're looking for the water resistant, this new resistance of 200 meters, this new watch is not going to kind of scratch that itch for you. But a very nice looking watch. However, I would recommend to Seiko that they really think about making this 200 meters. In the worst case, at least upgrade the crystal to sapphire. That would maybe satisfy some people that are looking for a bigger upgrade to the SKX successor. But anyway, nice looking watch, and I'll give you my final thoughts in a second. All right, here's my Seiko 5 Sports SKX model. It is the NRPD 93, and like I mentioned earlier, I did swap it out on an aftermarket bracelet. Great watch. I love the case back that's open to see the movement. I love that it hacks and it hand winds. 100 meters is fine for me. I wear this all the time. It looks great. A funny story, though. The other day I wore it to a grocery store, and the cashier was a guy a little bit older than me, and he looked at it. He's like, "Is that a Rolex?" And I said, "No, it's a Seiko." And then immediately he said he likes Seiko a lot. So anyhow, great watch. I mean, I can't see a reason with the new watches, besides a few of the colors that I like, where I would go out and buy another one. I mean, this one fits the bill for me. The new one's not much different. I mean, if they made a major update to the new one, I would think about it. But yeah, I mean, and if you want to save money too, the 2019 Seiko 5 Sports line would be a good option for you, not to spend the extra money for basically the same watch as what they're coming out with. And honestly, if you want a similar look, I mean, even some of the indices look the same as the new Seiko watch. I mean, you can't beat this Casio Duro, and it is 200 meters water resistant. It does have mineral crystal, but pretty tough. It's a quartz movement, but if you don't mind that, this would be a great option for you. And you can find these from like $60 to $70, $80, depending on where you shop. much more affordable than this Seiko 5 that I have that I love, or the new one. So there you go on that. There you have it. You know, I love the SKX. I love the SKX line. I love the Seiko 5 Sports line, and I'm kind of glad that they added the SKX name, iconic name, to that line. However, I probably would stick with the newer version I have from 2019. Oh, I love you too. I think she wants to be on the show full time instead of Elliot. But I would, you know, if you're really into the Seiko 5 and you're really into the history, then definitely get one, you know, used online, you know, get them while you can. But if you don't care about the water resistance and the screw down crown, things like that, the 2019 version is a great one. I love mine. I'll probably never get rid of it. Pass it down to Elliot. But, you know, if you haven't bought one yet and you want to get the newest thing on the block, the new one's pretty nice too. Or you can look at the Duro, which is another favorite watch that I have. Well, should we rename this show the Father and Dog Show? What do you think, Penny? Well, she's thinking it over. I'll have to probably pay her in dog biscuits. Well, until next time when Elliot joins me again, God bless and keep on ticking or barking.